We are at the point in our shop truck build where all the fabrication is done, and now it is time to deal with the internals in our axles, both front and rear. Now, we have to do it for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're different axles. This is a corporate 14-bolt in the back, and the front is a Dana 60. From the factory, the ratios are different, so I need to change the gear ratios so they're the same both front and rear. And more importantly, we want to throw some upgrades at these axles because we plan to use this truck off-road. So we want to add some lockers and a deeper gear ratio so it performs better with our 40-inch tall tires. Whenever I'm building an axle, I always use a pile of parts from Yukon Gear and Axle for a few reasons. First of all, it's a one-stop shop. Everything I need to upgrade my axle is available in one location, from yokes to gear ratios to lockers, axle shafts, everything that I'm gonna need. And more importantly, I know that it's incredibly high quality products. I have been to the facility that's used to test all the Yukon gear and axle parts. I've seen them cut axles in half and test for the hardness in the axle shaft. I've seen them check the different specifications on yokes and lockers with this thing called a big CMM machine that measures it. It's pretty cool. I know that when I put this stuff in my rig, it's gonna last the life of me abusing it off-road. For our axles, we've pretty much got the same package, both front and rear. We're gonna be putting grizzly lockers in, new yokes for 1350 U-joints, 538 gears, and master install kits. Great. There we go. First step in rebuilding the 14-bolt axle is to rebuild the pinion support. The pinion support in the axle basically houses both pinion bearings as well as the crush sleeve, and then the pinion depth is set by shims that go between this support and the axle housing. I always like just to rebuild it hanging off the edge of the bench, basically held down with a clamp. And I'll take it apart starting by pressing out the pinion. That part's off. Oh, I chipped the concrete. It's a good thing I own the joint. This is a crush sleeve axle, so I tighten down the pinion nut until I get a rotational load measurement between 20 and 35 inch-pounds. 35. The locker for the 14-bolt actually fits inside the original carrier. When you get the ring gear off, you split the carrier, and you can see the spider gears inside. The spider gear's job is basically to split the power to either axle. One axle splines into this spider gear, and one's on the other side. So when you go around a corner, the axles can turn at different speeds. We don't want that because when we're off-road, that means we'll lose traction. So you basically take the spider gears out, take the cross out with all the spiders. That's all gonna go in the trash. Take this spider gear out. And then just drop in your new grizzly locker. Put it all back together. The last thing we'll do is take this wing nut off. The grizzly locker is preloaded, so once the ring gear is bolted in place, that's when we'll take that wing nut off. Bearing. Boy. Install. Last step in re-gearing this axle is going to be setting the backlash. Nice thing about the 14-bolt is it's done with adjusters on either side. All I have to do right now is, that's obviously too much backlash, So I'm gonna back this adjuster off, tighten this adjuster down, that'll move the ring gear closer to the pinion. And what I'm looking for is between 6 and 10 thousandths of an inch worth of backlash. And when I get that, then I lock the adjuster in place with these little clips. Sit on top of the cast.